Is this on? This is Ray the Bearman. Behind me is a picture of Chicago. That's how I grew up, near Chicago, Elgin. I'm using the front camera of this Samsung, and yeah, my hair's a bit long. And basically, we were hiking, and there was a mountain lion in the bushes like 5 feet away, and we were not afraid. We were trying to make videos at 12:30 at night, and I was trying to narrate about Parkinson's disease because I have early stages. And so we were standing on the trail next to a mountain lion, less afraid. But I think what I'm more afraid of is people and how they react to when I talk about my early stages of Parkinson's. I take meds. It mostly affects me at night. A couple hours ago, I was in the kitchen, spilled some milk. I was trying to do some simple things, and I had a hard time. Threw the cup of milk in the sink, cleaned up the stove, but Michelle's in tears, and she's struggling with seeing my symptoms. Well, in 2012 she had cancer. And then about 8 months ago, she was looking for a liver transplant. My friend Mary Marks suggested she take milk thistle, which she did. Her liver is now fine. Her liver is good. She does not need a transplant. So anyway, what I've noticed is that my speech is a bit different. My motor skills are different. And actually, I was going to pull an example of some precision work that I did on a motherboard of a Apple computer. Did a reflow on the motherboard, melted the solder, and some of those connections are as thin as a human hair. And I could do that pretty well. You know, it's a skill I've had for years. Soldering, working on USB ports for iPhones, Kindle, touchpads. Seems like I'm the only guy in the area that can do that, but getting back to the Parkinson's, it's hard. People are afraid when I talk about it. It's like when, let's say if I say, oh, I have cancer, and people just kind of move away and say, well, see ya, have a nice day. I did have cancer in 2009. I kind of found out who my real friends were, or still are. Also when Michelle had cancer in 2012. So Parkinson's is not easy to deal with. A few days ago, I got a message from my ex-wife saying that my daughter wanted to hang herself. Now my daughter's fine. She's okay. What I did is stayed in communication with my daughter. I sent her the Serenity Prayer and all these things. For several years, my wife thought that my daughter did not have a problem, you know, with addiction or alcoholism, like I did. She kept saying, well, Jesus will save her, Jesus will save her, and now she can understand that maybe my daughter could go to meetings, support groups like I do. So, yeah, I've been clean and sober for 23 years. And so I mentioned years ago I had other medical issues that my doctor did not think I would last very many years. So basically I moved to Colorado to live my last few years, and that was 1995. I moved here. The prognosis in 1991 from a doctor in Illinois, Dr. Gavino. He is a neurologist at the University of Chicago. I guess they have a learning hospital at the UIC. So basically, bottom line is I beat the odds. Did not drink over any of this. So basically I wanted to make a video of Cliff Notes because I go through life struggling, but I hang in there. We're in Matthew Springs, Colorado. The people here do not judge. I guess I was referring to other parts of town, but a few people, man, too, are you know, just a little skittish about hearing about the fact that I have Parkinson's. But I have a lot of good friends here on Facebook and real life, and it's a challenge for me to get out and about, but I do. I do. I interact with people. I don't just sit here on a computer all day. I spend part of the day, but I get out and I have soup with people. A lot of my Facebook friends that I met for the first time, you know, would come down and say, hey, can you work on my Mac? people for the Pikes Peak Bulletin. I've done a few computers for the Independent, a couple for the Gazette, and of course Centura Health. So I do, I've dealt with cancer in 2009. My cancer's gone. Now I have early stages of Parkinson's, and I was able to work on a security breach with Centura Health. Basically, here's the secret. I'm going to tell you this. I wiped out the Windows software, and I installed Linux and put a small Windows within the Linux, and the server has not been hacked ever since. So there you have it. Open source, man. Samsung uses my software, audio software. So anyway, this video is about 6 minutes long, but basically what you want to do is, the reason why I'm mentioning all this stuff is to look at your assets, not your liabilities. Please look at your assets. I accept the fact that my speech is a little bit different. My motor skills are a little bit different. My symptoms parallel with Robin Williams. But I communicate with friends. My friend David and Deborah Gonzalez, we were on the phone, and just real, it pulled our heartstrings. Because he called right away, and I was on the phone with him for a while. And he's one of the guys that I talk to on a regular basis during the floods. And the year before that, the fires. And so we're a strong community. I feel honored to live around Manitou. Really I do. And I think that's what makes me stronger. I think that's the reason why I lived as many years as I did. I walked up Pikes Peak once. Years ago, I was like, a rambling playboy, dating all these women, whatever. I guess I've lived it all. I don't expect much. Last week Michelle and I went to look at the aspens. Man, what a joy. What a joy. Other friends are up there taking pictures. So, this video is about 7 minutes long. I didn't expect it to be this long, but sometimes it's hard dealing with diseases. I don't like the body that I live in. I just don't like this body, but this is all I have. I have a mind, and it's like I say, just hang in there. Talk to people, communicate, reach out, and whatever I was going to say, man. Okay, well, there you have it. Sometimes I lose my train of thought, but I do have a skill of soldering, SMD, surface mount devices, had that for years, working on switch mode power supplies and computers, whatever. Satellite communication, just all this stuff. I went to school half my life. Why? Because, well, it seemed like a good idea. So on the days that I was not able to do stuff physically, I can use my brain up here. I'm crazy. I'm crazy, but I love what I do. A lot of friends love what I do, and sometimes you gotta get out there and sell yourself. That's what it's about. So I'm gonna end this thing. Yeah. Oh, here we go. 8.5 minutes long. So I'm looking at this camera to see. Just to make sure there's no boogers out of my nose while I'm talking about Parkinson's disease. Oh wait, I have one more. There's this professor from Lyle State University where I used to go to 12-step groups, and he was an old wise guy. He had a lot of sobriety, and he would talk about these diseases and how some of these viruses and diseases were hereditary. And this is kind of a good story, maybe. That's if you're still watching. He talked about THIQ, which is tetrahydroisoquinoline, which is a chemical in the brain that may cause being an addict or alcoholism, and it goes through the genes. And then he also said that diarrhea is also hereditary because it runs through your genes. Okay. So anyway, we use a little bit of humor to get through all this, and anyway, Michelle's critiquing my video from a distance to say it might be too long. So, got a few points. So, like I say, if I had your attention this far, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. The idea is to keep smiling, and again, look at your assets. Over and out. I think that's the best one. You think?